can do, and I think they're all viable. It's pretty much just up to personal preference and how you're.
All right, here we go, and we got a split divergence here.
Yep,
Well, that was fast. We got a glove in the sanctuary.
Elminster, not too happy with what he found in Link's house, and
Well, I don't know. We got a full heart container at least. Red pendant, crystal, blue pendant. I didn't see the crystal for desert.
that looks like Mclagging is doing what I just said and going directly towards
Houlihan.
Houlihan. Getting that early glove is also good because after doing this initial Kakariko collection, they should have bombs and they can go directly to the back end of Escape.
Yep. That was a number 4 crystal. Thank you, Sandras.
Yep, and we do have 2 pendants in the Light World, Eastern Palace and Hera.
There we go. There's the Houlihan room for anybody who has not seen it. It is an actual thing. It is also the Randomizer Hall of Fame. If you're playing a normal game, check the back teleporter panel.
Should we spoil what's in it?
That's when you said it's the Hall of Fame, so it's the Hall of Fame.
Alright.
Pretty sure all these people saw the reveal stream and AJ going and Ben going into the Houlihan room for that reason. So
It looks like Mclagging is deciding to do the Uncle route directly after Houlihan room, which is not a bad idea. While Elminster is going for more traditional forest, lumberjack check, and Kakariko route.
nothing wrong with either route. And $50, you can buy some bomb.
Yeah, it's always a relief to see. Hey, you were right.
Fire rod!
Right, I guess you weren't.
No, I wasn't. That was the second progression item. First weapon.
Close.
First weapon, though. Fire rod. It's gonna need a lot of magic, though.
Currently has about 2 casts in it.
Yep, 2 small pots, 2 casts.
If you can get a full magic between here and Moldorm Cave, though, it'll probably come in handy.
That's true. We could still check to see what the bush crabs give. Looks like Elminster's banking on bombs being in Blind's hut, so he doesn't have to come back. And we got a B-Torp.
Gets a bit unlucky here.
And the 10 arrow drop from the bush crab.
Not too terrible. It's always nice to be able to get a lot of arrows early on, depending on, if bow is anywhere naturally.
Yep. Alright, so looks like right now Aghanim is not required just yet. We are still going to be looking for a moon pearl and a hammer. Hey, there's his bombs.
Yep, could have used those like a minute sooner, but take what you can get. Now I just wonder if he's going to skip that house again, or if he's going to return. Oh, Elminster not even attempting the chicken clip, which I think is kind of shameful.
Well, there is rumors that it can actually impede your progress. You can get stuck in the house, so...
I've seen that happen in last tournament. Elminster putting his bomb to good use. Gotta have bombs to get bombs.
Yep. Good old restock hut. And the vendor selling some very expensive bombs.
You can get 10 times that in the Dark World.
Alright. Elminster's probably going to go check the well and then check the last piece in blind where Mclagging's going to be able to check what's back there and see if it's worth it.
Ooh.
Oh, silvers.
Yeah, Elm better go back for that.
Yeah, that would be a very helpful item. The well actually not having anything good this time around.
It's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, usually you find at least one thing.
Elminster literally throwing his money away.
Okay, good. Elminster is going back in. He's going to be happy to see his silvers. So we're probably going to be getting a late bow. Fire Rod was at the Uncle Zeramos.
Yeah, escape is a weird place to check. Some players try to not go there at all unless they have to. I don't know if Elminster is one of those though.
Well, I mean, I would wait to do it with until I got a lamp, and then that way I can at least do the sewers part too. We should be actually seeing a save and quit shortly, and probably them going into the sewer part of the escape too. Bottle at the library, but we already got bottles, so
Yeah, probably won't be seeing that again.
If they're in town, maybe. Ooh, Banana Head at the race game.
Elminster saying nope to that. It's a little ballsy.
He's probably confident. Either that or a bit like, I'll get it later.
Elminster now doing the swamp check and probably mini Moldorm cave.
Yep. Potential flake flipper.
Yeah, I am wondering what Mclagging is going to do regarding that tunic upgrade.
Yep, that is correct, Signal. The bow is 100% required. It is needed to fight the Igors in the Ganon's Tower.
First I was thinking Mclagging was going to be doing the race without even checking it first. But now he's losing a bit of time. Going back.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow,
my.
We could have red mail immediately. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, red mail is nice, but the shift from green mail to blue mail is just massive. The shift from blue to red is, not too bad. So I'm sure...
Octorok being a troll. It's the new Dead Rock.
Freaking bouncer, Octorok. Doing mini Moldorm Cave with just bombs is not the most fun thing in the world. Elminster better keep an eye on his bombs, because he's gonna need some pretty soon.
And mini Moldorm Cave is a bust.
Zedred. The estimate for this run is probably somewhere between an hour 30 to 2 hours.
Yep, it really depends on how trolly this can get.
Not every seed is a sub 2, but the chances of a sub 2 seed and a sub 2 seed with such good players is kinda low.
Looks like Elminster is going to be doing his castle check, so he'll be getting his fire rod soon. Or he's going to go straight to the basement.
Interesting play. I think he realized something.
Yep. Okay, he did the 180.
Better to realize it now.
Yep.
Though he is getting bullied by some blue guards here. Mclagging getting a bit of trouble with these mini Moldorms. Hopefully he still has some bombs left over as well.
There we go. There's his fire rod. And there's the twofer.
Getting a nice double always feels pretty good.
And your prize is more health.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes in, and
oh, that was the sand cart.
10 minutes in, and only are already 9 hearts.
All right, looks like Mclagging's going to go check either Ice Rod or Fake Flipper. Let's see which one he chooses.
Or both.
Or both. Looks like it's going to be Ice Rod.
Personally, I like to keep Fake Flipper until I have the Moon Pearl, or, you know, actual flippers.
Yeah. Elminster's going to need to find some magic upgrade, some magic pretty shortly, or he's going to run out of bombs. And just a quiver upgrade up there. Isabel, we know it's a Sank Heart because it's the only heart container that will actually refill your health. I think when Elminster grabbed it, he was at full health, so we couldn't tell. But Mclagging did have some damage.
If Elminster has perfect bombs in this room, he should be fine.
He's probably going to fire rod it just to be on the safe side. Yep.
That is true. I believe the fire rod will also take out the ball and chain guard in one hit as well.
Yes. Unfortunately... Oh, yeah. Okay, the mirror was in that chest. Nice. Yeah, that was the only thing I was like, I didn't see what was in that chest, but apparently it was the mirror.
Mirror is also good because he'll be able to mirror out, and if he's confident with his darkroom ability, especially without sword, he could get to that chest.
And there's a lamp.
Nope, no.
He remembered. Alright, and we had the fake flipper up to Hobo. So, did not catch what was on the island.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but...
Actually, I think leaving right now isn't a terrible idea, seeing as he has the glove. Because he can go backwards.
He's going to do the back half.
And if he finds... if he doesn't find either the map or the small key, then he should be able to skip that darkroom chest.
Yep. And we got pretty much a high five here. Okay, so we got a cape, a key. Okay, we know it's the map. So we know the dark room is pointless.
Yeah, the question is, will Mclagging know when he just decides to do the front side of escape?
Yeah, Cape did open up Ganon, but we still have a few more locations we can check.
Still need a sword, though.
Yeah, we need a... no, yeah, you do, for the curtains. So, we're still looking for a hammer and a moon pearl for Dark World.
Elminster making the Death Mountain play, which is pretty good.
Yep.
I would have probably still checked Sahasrara, but getting that free warp point...
yeah, I was going to say, it's probably more for the warp.
The only thing is, you can get into Tower of Hera now, but you can't complete it. You need at least a sword or a hammer. So maybe that's what he's banking on.
Yeah. Or it could really troll you, and we can put the Titan's mitts in Hera. And have that be required with no weapon.
Swordless Dark World, you can at least... Well, if they got the Moon Pearl as well, they could at least make their way down towards Hype Cave. hopefully pick up a sword along the way.
Oh, speaking of the Moon Pearl. So good thing they did escape first. Did not get a good look at what was in there, but it's probably garbage because he's not grabbing it.
Yeah, or it could be something good, but he doesn't need it right now, and he might grab it on the way out.
Turtle Rock 6, Swamp Palace 5, and Thieves Town is green.
It never feels good to have Thieves Town as a pendant. Though in this version it's not as bad just because you're pretty likely to have to go into a pendant dungeon regardless.
Oh no. Mclagging's running out of stuff. Oh no!
Good thing the pots respawn, and I think the guard that he killed won't respawn as well.
Alright, looks like Elminster's gonna go get his Sahasrara check. And looks like Mclagging remembered that the final chest is useless. Nate Dogg, this is currently a 1-win, 1-loss matchup.
I did miss it on Elm Stream, but did he opt not to go into Hera?
He stepped foot into Hera, but then saved and quit.
Hopefully that doesn't bite him.
We'll see. Well, actually, yeah, he only has he has only bombs, and he only has a fire rod with no magic, so he couldn't really progress into Hera. He'd have to use 2 bombs just to get the downstairs item.
That is true.
So he's probably just saving his resources.
Yeah, Mclagging is also bombless and magicless, so he'll probably run into the same problem.
Moogle, this first stage of the tournament is Swiss. Every player will be playing 6 rounds. Anybody who gets 4 wins gets automatically seeded into the group stage. Anybody with 3 wins gets to have a playoff for the final spots.
Yep, there's going to be one large 32-way race for
Something
the
like
last
that, yeah.
6 spots in the group stage.
Yeah, we are having serious resource issues for both players. We need a decent weapon. Trainwreck. 5 and 6 crystals are important because those are the 2 crystals, when obtained, open up the bomb shop in the Dark World to get the Fat Fairy Bomb.
Nothing great in Eastern so far. And while it's common to try and follow where the items point you, the routing doesn't, or the item placement logic doesn't necessarily care that it placed an item that opens up new places. It just allows items to be placed there, essentially.
That is correct. Ooh, wow, almost vanilla.
Yep, a couple rooms away from vanilla. Elminster can now finish this dungeon.
Yes, he can. Of course, it's a pendant dungeon, so that also answers that question. It's like, after the 3rd item, do you nope out or do you finish it? Provided it's not on Armos.
Yeah, it depends on what's in this chest here that Elminster is working his way towards. Personally, I just finish any dungeon I enter if I can do it.
Yeah, since pedestal is still a possibility. So with this, we know what items cannot be on pedestal, which there is nothing blocking anything on the pedestal. The only items that would be blocked would be the lamp and the bow. And the mirror, lamp, bow, mirror. Hey, and a sword. Oh. Nice.
So that opens up Aghanim, interestingly enough.
He's leaving out.
Not sure I agree with that decision, but I respect it nonetheless.
Well, I guess to be fair on this would be Pod is a crystal.
Uh-oh. Elminster's making the play.
He's going to Aga. He's not checking Agina.
Not checking Agina. Not
or
checking
Desert
Hera.
Ledge. Actually, can't do... Oh yeah, he could go back and do Hera.
I don't even think he did Ice Cave. Or did he?
No, Elminster did not, but there's nothing in there. It's a quiver upgrade.
He decides against it. Probably remembers there's still Hera. Or Agina.
Or Agina. Let's see. Now, yes, Hera is also a crystal dungeon, but it is a pendant dungeon, but it also contains 2 items.
Looks like we're seeing Agina.
Isabella, we do not have access to Dark World yet. We need a hammer.
Yep, the 2 ways to get into Dark World proper are Glove and Hammer or just mitts.
Pedestal hammer is a possibility, yes.
That's something I've never seen yet. I know it's technically a sequence break at this point, but I would honestly like to see fake flippers at this point if you could pick up another 40 or 15 rupees.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, Jem says, with the bow, there could be progression in pod, especially since if they did Agana, or Aga 1 right now, they could be able to run right into pod with 110 rupees.
Yep, that is correct. So I think the only thing we have left, literally, is Hera.
Looks like Elminster might be doing the Zora play. Looks like he's visiting the... Oh, never mind. He's just gonna run to Ice Cave, maybe? Or... Yeah, looks like it. Oh, now he's going back to the Ruby Farm.
Yep.
Which I think is a good idea.
So we're going to be seeing a potential sequence break. We'll see what it gives us.
Yeah, we're getting debated here by Elminster's play.
Alright, Mclagging opting to finish the dungeon.
I like this play, to be honest.
Well, if it becomes a pedestal seed, that's a small advantage.
Getting to Eastern is no small task.
Yeah, but also remember, we do have Pod, which is a crystal, and they can just mirror at the entrance and go back in, so...
That is true.
He's grabbing some extra cash.
But the way this seed is looking, I'm sure Elminster is going to...
No, Mclagging is not.
Interesting. Why... He didn't really need the money, but it will help if he has to go to Pod next.
Seadon, yeah, going to Zora isn't a break, but the 2 chests in the waterfall cave are a break. As is also the ledge item, if they could get it, but they won't be able to anyway.
Elminster a bit relieved / annoyed that there's nothing good in Ice Rod Cave.
Pretty good
Also-
magic refill there.
Yeah, getting a full magic drop is pretty good. Using a fire rod with or having the fire rod and fighter sword and Aga 1, or the tower leading up to Aga 1 is pretty helpful.
All right, Elminster getting his fakes, and Mclagging getting their fakes. All right.
Mclagging does not care what's that hobo right now.
He's already done hobo, actually. Oh. I didn't see what it was, but don't think it was useful. So we'll see it on Elminster's side. All right, here's the sequence break on the left. His run is validated.
I think Mclagging just took the lead with that single arrow pickup.
Okay, how about $20?
Now they do, by the logic, have access to Zora, so
Yes.
checking it is within the logic.
They got the sword in Eastern Palace in the big key chest. Whoops!
Flagging losing his water walking.
Now he's got to go the long way.
Elminster?
Oh no!
Elminster? Elminster
Oops.
forgot where he was going. And decides to do a hard reset? Oh, we also see the Master Sword, Mclagging side.
Wow, Zora actually paying off? Nice.
I'd pay $500 for a sweet sword like that.
I would too. It's one-of-a-kind sword. All yours. 500 rupees.
Yeah. But it also does point to Aga even more.
That it does. We are probably going to see the Hera check real quick, and then Elminster's going for Aga, so...
Yeah, the Hera check I think is good. Hammer could be very easily in there, or Mitz.
Yeah.
And Elminster, only having the fighter sword going is Aga, so if Mclagging eventually does have to go in there, he's going to have that much of an easier time.
Yeah, Elminster, yes, he has the fighter sword, but he also has silver arrows, so...
That is true.
Take your pick. Oh god, I just realized, what if the book is in Hera? Mclagging could then just instantly get the ether tablet.
Yeah, bow is an Eastern.
Nearly vanilla bow, yeah.
Seeing that small key downstairs, always not the best thing to see. As Mclagging is evidencing right now.
Well, we're gonna see if the Hera play pays off, guys, so... As they said, Hera is a safe play. Aga is a gamble as of this point in time.
I think Mclagging is checking his MySpace page right now.
Yep. Update his Twitter.
What's Twitter?
It's like Instagram, but it's only words.
Okay. It's only one thing that could be in the basement right now is Big Key. While Elminster is only a few rooms away from Aga 1.
Alright, let's see how kind Aghanim is going to be with his blue balls today.
How many blue balls do you think? I'm thinking 5.
I'm thinking 2.
It's pretty generous.
Yeah, it is an early call for the pedestal, but considering it's Eastern Hera and Thieves Town, the 3 of the easiest dungeons, almost needing no progression other than the hammer. Or, I'm sorry, other than the bow.
Yeah, the more pendants in more easily accessible dungeons, the higher chance of a pedestal seed.
All right. 300 rupees and Mclagging's out. So it looks like Aga is the play.
Another dungeon, pendant dungeon, not completed. That's interesting. If this is a pedestal seed, Mclagging is going to be kicking himself later.
Yeah. Well, they both are really.
Now, Elminster has access to not a whole lot of Dark Worlds. He has access to this pyramid item. He has access to catfish.
Pod and catfish. That's it.
Doesn't even want that empty bottle.
It's 3 bottles.
I mean, think about it. It's just somebody's trash they left lying around.
Yeah.
There's like 4 bottles in all of Hyrule. They must get their milk in bags, like Canadians. Elminster does not want to go to catfish.
He's debating. He's debating. Okay, looks like he's going pod.
He's not debating. He's jubating.
Yep, Mclagging was checking doing his tracker, and he saw he got both of his items. So we're definitely going to be seeing progression either in pod or at catfish. We're going to need to see either the hook shot, flippers, hammer, or flute. No, flute won't do anything. I thought they had Titan's Mitts for a second. Or Titan's Mitts.
Yeah, a bunch of items could be in Palace of Darkness at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
or Book. Or Book. I just remembered Book.
That would be pretty mean. Elminster losing Kiki there, getting hit by one of those writhing sacks. I don't know what they're called.
Has a little jelly thingy.
Mclagging is making his way to Aga 1. Still not sure. I guess, have we exhausted everything except for the Palace of Darkness / Catfish play?
I believe we have. Looks like we're experiencing a little bit of lag on Mclagging's side. We'll get that squared away as quickly as we can.
And we have the Key Palace living up to its name.
Palace of Keys. Six keys in this palace. Ugh.
And the way the key logic works is that they're often front-loaded.
Alright, piece of heart item number 1, and we hit the jettison out.
Yep, we didn't get a key for a key, which is my personal favorite.
Yep. Oh, I usually get a key for the key in the south of the turtle room.
That's always a good one, too. Not having the boots for this section of Palace of Darkness is not very fun.
Not really, no.
Having to actually use bombs on these bombable walls isn't fun, and then this upcoming conveyor belt room is also a real pain.
Yep, we do need to have a bomb watch on Elminster. He's down to 2.
Yeah, but he's gonna need, what, at least one more?
He's gonna need both.
Oh, that's true.
One for this wall on the left, and the other one for the big chest.
There are a lot of bombs under pots in this dungeon, especially the long collapsing bridge. But we do see the Titan's Mitt now on Elminster's side.
There we go. There's the one of the progression items we needed. So that opens up Thieves Town. Yeah, that opens up Thieves Town.
Yeah. I mean,
Ice Palace if you wanna.
Skullwoods.
Ice Palace if you wanna flick around to it. Yeah, Skullwood.
And they do have that fire rod.
I would quickly dart in.
And the meme of V26 is that Skullwoods always has something.
It usually only has something if it's a pendant, though. It is a crystal this time, so that's been my practice at least. Yeah, Mitz opens up the entirety of Northern Dark World. Actually, it opens up. Yeah, they have access to all of Dark World now because they opened up the gate.
Yep, they have the South Loop available to them with Mitz and Mirror. They have the North Loop available to them with
Mitz and Mirror.
Mitz and Mirror and the Cape.
And the Cape, yeah, they can check. Bumper Cave. Mclagging picking up the bottle. Knows it's a rare commodity. There's only 4 in the world. Yep, the only thing we cannot do is East Death Mountain. Actually, really, you can't even do any of Death Mountain right now. We need a hammer and or a hook shot.
Ah, we get a
Ether.
gold coin.
That could potentially be a medallion requirement. And now he's hammer locked. So I would have personally ran up the catfish.
I mean, it's one location. It's very possible that it has some progression, but finding the mitts definitely opens up way more.
True. I've just been burned more times than I can count, so it's like stigma.
I personally will check catfish in a heartbeat, especially when I can't do it.
Alright, looks like Elminster is going to be going into the Village of Outcasts. So, Thieves Town for 5 items instead of 4 because it's a green pendant. Yay or nay?
I want to say nay until you've done the South Loop.
Fair enough.
Hammer's out there somewhere. It could be in Height Cave, it could be in Swamp, it could be in Thieves Town itself, but with relatively quick access to Thieves Town, I don't feel there's much risk in leaving it for another time.
Nothing good in the chest game, unfortunately.
Looks like Elminster gonna do Skullwoods. Not a bad play.
I agree. I usually dip into Skullwoods to at least grab the 2 items, even if I don't have the Fire Rod.
Now, one thing, and this could bite him later on, is if he does Skullwoods now, and the book is, say, in Thieves Town or the Dark World South Loop, he's not going to be able to check the pedestal now. Mclagging, if he decides to do Skullwoods after he gets to the book, he'll have that extra knowledge.
Provided we can find the book, yep.
Elminster's also doing the backwards Skullwoods, which is... I like it. I like it more when you need more than one item.
Well, $5. And yeah, you never know. You could get lucky and just find, like, right there, 5 rupees, and then the moth drops the other one. So it's like, oh, okay, I don't need to check anything else. I'm done.
The biggest thing the backwards Skull Woods counters is, say, Big Key being at Mothula, and
Yeah.
something really important being in that big chest. But with a fighter's sword, no hammer, and
no magic
with Fire Rod, I'm kind of skeptical.
Well, he does have a B. I don't know if that's going to be any good, though.
I'm sure Elm has the capability of doing this.
Yeah, I don't think he would try.
It's just a little scary.
Yeah, and at 9.5 hearts out of 11. And blue mail, each definitely could take a couple hits.
For me in this fight, it's the spikes that kill me, not Mothula.
I think that's the same for everybody.
And I believe the spikes still do normal spike damage, just 1 heart regardless.
Yeah, constant 1 heart.
He's getting kind of trolly patterns from Mothula, but he's also not getting hit, which is more important.
Alright, Mclagging taking his loop through pod. And nice, good kill. Wow, both items done.
And here's why reverse Skull Woods is good.
Commentator's blessings, I called that. So 305 rupees in Skullwoods, not bad.
But yeah, it's also strange that there was nothing good in it, which is...
Well, no, as I said, it's a crystal, so since it's required, it's not going to have anything good.
It's true. But yeah, I'm wondering if Elminster is going to do the North Loop now, that he has the ability to do... Well, he doesn't have the boots yet, which is half the items
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah, but when he gets the boots, he can always save quit to the Sanctuary, so... It's at least good to get the Grove, the Graveyard Ledge, and the Bumper Cave. Bumper Cave being useless, so...
He's a little low on bombs. He could have picked those up.
Yeah. Think he'll be fine. I think he'll go visit the bomb merchant. Oh yeah, Elminster's probably going to be doing the South Loop on a reset after the ledge here.
Most likely. Now I'm wondering if Mclagging is going to bother doing, say, Thieves Town or the South Loop first. Or if he's going to follow in Elminster's footsteps and go directly to Skull Woods.
Let's find out.
Ooh. So the North Loop paying off.
Hook shot. That doesn't really open up anything.
It opens up East Death Mountain and Dark East Death Mountain.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, it opens up Death Mountain. And that's where he's going. I was thinking dungeon-wise. You know, being that far in the loop... Oh, no, it's a one-way hook shot the other way. Never mind. I was like, I would have checked Catfish at that point, but he couldn't get to it anyway.
Yeah, if he had boots, he could have done the Jesus Walk. But... It's V26. Boots are no longer a thing. And Mclagging deciding to go through Skull Woods, but also doing the relatively slow route, so he's not going to see any value going through this segment.
Very likely to see a couple progression. Oh, there's another sword upgrade.
Yep. Though, I wonder if Elm is ever going to actually visit Zora at this rate.
They'll probably combine it with a catfish journey. Quack. Hammer.
Hammer is pretty huge.
2 definite progression, 1 possible progression. That's pretty good cave.
But wait, there's more. I think he didn't want to do Spiral Cave with
Nope.
without boot.
Well, we can still hope for the ice rod on the pedestal, guys. Can of Samaria. Bombos, boots, flute, shovel, powder, mushroom. I would say Brian, but they already have the cape, so they can still do Spike Cave.
Elminster directly going to try and open up Turtle Rock.
Or he's going to check what its requirement is.
This isn't a bad play because he's going to be...
Oh, and it's Bombos! Rip.
That's not bad. If he had the medallion he wanted, he could
I would
in.
have cracked it open immediately. Yeah, crack it open, though. Then that way you can just come up through Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, doing that now, he skips having to climb Dark Death Mountain from the bottom. Saving me a little bit of time. Ah, there he goes.
There's your gain!
And if he had Bombos, that would have been very tempting.
I would have U-turned. We were not expecting gain in there, wow.
So this is looking a bit like V18, where East Death Mountain is stacked.
Watch it gets Bombos and Super Bunny. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Adirondack. That would be crazy.
I'm a bit confused by his routing. It would have probably been faster to enter the 2 chest cave from the top and then walk down the stairs.
Yeah, I think he skipped Super Bunny.
I'm sure he... Oh, yeah. So I guess he's just not going to do that.
Oh,
I mean, finding that much progression inside East Death Mountain, I don't know if that just gave him confidence that there's probably nothing else good there, or if he just forgot. Because if he forgot and there's something good there, it could be a very long time before he goes back.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting our aptly not so hype cave check here. Let's see if it gets better.
The Resident Sleeper Cave.
Yep.
Formerly known as Hype Cave.
Oh,
my.
we're good. We're good. That's a required item.
So we still need that.
Anna Bloom.
We still need that. Flippers and Ice Rod and Flute.
Yep. Sarah, no. Arrows have no effect on Mothula.
Have you tried hitting a moth with an arrow? It's impossible.
I can hit a bat with an arrow in Minecraft. Does that count?
Maybe?
Okay.
Elminster,
with that, pod is now completable.
Yep, he's about to finish it right now. Were there still items left in pod?
Yes. I believe Helmosaur has an item, I believe. If not, it's still a crystal, so.
I mean, by the logic, they're really like all those items he found are great, but they didn't open up a ton. He can get into and go through most of Turtle Rock. He cannot get into Misery Mire or Ice Palace by the logic. He can't get into Swamp Palace by the logic. He can do Thieves Town, but it's a pendant. He probably doesn't want to do that.
So Flipper's likely either on Helmasaur or on... Oh, no, never mind. He did get all the items out of here. He's missing the map. So he's just getting this completed and done.
Yeah, I thought he got everything, so it's a bit confusing why he decided to come here now.
Too many chests. That's all I'm going to say. Too many chests in this dang dungeon.
Yeah. So if Mclagging decides to put that off until later, until maybe he gets, say, the boots and the flute, that's going to give him a little bit of catch-up time.
Yep.
And Mclagging is also making his way now to East Death Mountain to find the veritable treasure trove.
Yep, the southern loop of Dark World has not been done yet. Odds are Elminster's probably going to do that after Pod.
He did do Hype Cave, though.
Yeah, he did do Hype, but we still need to do Digathon, Hammerpeg, Blacksmith, the 2 remaining houses in CAC, or in Village, and then Thieves Town itself.
Yeah, I'm anticipating Flippers sometime soon, but I'm wondering if either runner would even consider doing Ice Palace without Flippers at this point.
Well, Mclagging just got his bacon sword, so he's pretty happy, I think.
Yeah, red mail, red sword, and a red...
And tunic. And
red feathers on his arrows.
Red feathers, yep.
Elminster not opting to use laggy strats. Pretty textbook Helmasaur fight. Especially
Boom!
That single silver arrow right to its head.
Alright, Mclagging checking the Super Bunny caves. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what's in here.
Yeah, let's see if this comes back to bite Elminster here.
Now, did Elminster skip out on just Zora, or did he also skip out on the Waterfall Fairy?
$40, so useless. I don't remember seeing him fake Flipper and do the because yeah, he would have done both. So no, he didn't do the Waterfall Fairy either.
S Anon. That's one way to do it. If you drop through a hole that transitions you to a new map, that's one way to get into Super Bunny. Another way that is not as commonly seen. I guess it's probably about as commonly seen in randomizers is if you are in the Dark World as a bunny and you mirror the same frame as you enter an interior, you get into that Super Bunny state. So that's pretty much only used to enter the Mire shed.
There you go, Mclagging picking up their cane.
Yeah, Atlas is reminding us Elminster accidentally tried to go to Ice Palace instead of Waterfall Fairy.
Right. Now I remember, yeah.
So that's 4 things that are on Elminster's mind right now. And checking Catfish right now, he's definitely going to mirror back. Though he won't be able to check the Waterfall Cave without the Flippers.
Well, Elminster going to be picking up his bacon sword. South Loop definitely is going to have something, whether it be either Stumpy or the Grove Ledge.
It doesn't have to. Progression could easily be inside of Turtle Rock.
It's true too. Turtle Rock became open because of the Bombos. Keep forgetting about that.
Rick, you are correct. Nobody has checked Thieves Town yet. So Thieves Town could have progression. Elminster well.
Potentially doing the Turtle Rock gamble.
I don't disagree with this. Given what he's seen so far. The only problem is, you know, if Thieves Town has something and you ignore it for so long, you're essentially just asking to lose.
Yeah, I personally disagree with this because I'd be like, I'd rather do Thieves Town real quick because that's 4, 5 with the green pendant, 6, 7, 8 items just in that area, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 11 items just in the Village of Outcast area as opposed to 5 in Turtle Rock. So. But maybe his gut says a different story.
Mclagging is opting to clear out the actual Village of Outcasts. I'm wondering if he's gonna... Yep, it looks like he's making his way to Thieves Town. He was probably checking to see if he could find safe boots, which is something I like to do before heading inside. He does have the hammer, so he can full clear the dungeon.
Alright, we will try to keep track of what the items are on Mclagging's side. Unfortunately, his upload is not being cooperative, but we will do our best.
It is interesting, we're seeing one player in a dungeon he possibly doesn't have to complete, but can complete, and a dungeon, or another player in a dungeon that he has to complete but can't just yet.
Yeah, mail upgrades were at Race Game and the Dam Drain. So we had a very early red. Elminster opted to not do the Race Game.
What makes Turtle Rock an especially punishing gamble is the fact that it's not even that much slower to just, or it's not even that much faster to just run through the dungeon if you haven't checked every chest. So if he has to leave and there's no real reason for him to have come here this far, it's extra punishing.
Okay, one of the upstairs chests in Thieves Town had the 4th sword upgrade. Nice.
That's good.
I think it was chest number 1 because I saw chest 2 having the small key, chest 3 having a big key, and chest 4 having a heart container.
The butter sword alone isn't enough to make this trip worthwhile, though. That he really needs to see something good. And for Elminster to see something, or see nothing good in Turtle Rock.
Yep. Well, there is still 2 items left. So let's see what we get.
Not to mention the Sahasrara item.
That's true, too. Old man can be required.
And pedestal, but... you know, nobody has done a pendant dungeon at this point.
Now, we've seen 2 clears of the items, but not a completion. piece of heart on the island in T-Rock, so T-Rock's still not panning out just yet.
Yeah, but there's that meaty room right before Trinex. Which is Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
And that's kind of another problem with Turtle Rock is that if you have the ability to get to the end, it's likely that your progression is waiting all the way at the end, or even in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, that's true too. Alright, couldn't tell what the big chest had. If we see the menu, we'll know in a sec.
We are going to see what's in Mimic Cave here in a second, though. Which is always a pretty good meme.
Big chest was the map? Alright.
And we get nothing but bombs on Elminster's side.
And we get the loaf pun today from Blind.
Mclagging not really benefiting from his butter sword just yet, because Blind does not take any more damage from it. Or any sword.
Silly Blind, you need 9 hits. It doesn't matter what hits you, but it just needs 9. But I guess on the positive note on that, sword memes do the same amount of damage as a swipe.
Huh, so we now have 2 fetch quests on Mclagging's side. In the green pendant and as well
he
as
can combine that with
now.
Oh, he can combine that with Stumpy. That works perfectly.
Elminster getting trolled a bit by these Samaria blocks.
We are uncertain if this is a pedestal seed yet. We've had no check, but it is still a possibility.
There is no book just yet.
No book, no flute, no ice rod, no boots, no flippers. There's a lot of items left.
And unlike how it was in previous versions, the book isn't actually necessary. Or the book doesn't have to be made available before it could be pedestal required.
$5 in the digging game, so that doesn't help.
Elminster...
Emergency exit.
Not a bad idea with 2 hearts and no boots and no mirror shield. If you had half magic, you could pretty easily use the key.
Zap. Alright, looks like we're getting the blacksmith check and hammer pegs.
Ooh, that's good.
What are those?
So that could be huge, depending on what the Bonk Rocks hold. Or the King's Grave. Or
That
Desert,
is
for that matter.
Possible, yep. Oh!
While he doesn't have the mirror shield at this point, which you typically need to get past these eyes, the logic does take into account the fact that he has the cape.
Yep, and that last chest was the key to finish T-Rock. He is now locked out due to Ice Rod.
So we'll see if these boots are crucial or not. They're definitely good to find, but they might not unlock anything.
Yeah, well, if the boots unlock Ice Rod, that tells you T-Rock is a definite double dip. So we'll see.
And Mclagging is slowly but surely clearing out the South Loop. He's got a lot of mirroring ahead of him.
We'll see if we'll see if one of the fetch quests pays off here. Well, actually, now. Oh, half magic. Actually, yeah, Mclagging's on 3 fetch quests now. Got the shovel, the lunchbox, and Sahaslara. Now, if one of those gives him if Stumpy gives him the mushroom, OMG.
Yeah,
all the fetch quests.
Very trolly.
Or the powder, actually. Powder's another fetch.
Ooh, flippers.
Ooh, flippers.
That's especially interesting because that has been open for quite a while.
That opens up Swamp.
And Ice Palace.
And Ice. Heart container in the dig spot.
I know it's become a bit of a meme to hate on Swamp Palace, but I think that's where I'd be heading right after this.
Oh yeah.
Is delivered.
I mean, 6 items. I mean, you can't really sneeze at that.
No hem pulley. Boots are not always required.
Yeah, boots are not necessarily required just yet.
Mclagging about to get his Bombos tablet. Or, not tablet, medallion.
Where is he going?
While Elminster...
Oh, he's checking hype. Checking hype.
Yeah, while Elminster is getting his... Oh, it looks like he's just going to go through Thieves Town, which, as far as we know, isn't necessary just yet.
Can I? What items are always required? Items that are required to beat the game. You need the bow, you need the hook shot, you need the hammer, and you need the lamp. Everything else will depend on... And the moon pearl. Everything else will depend on what dungeons are required.
Do you need the lamp, or do you just need a fire source?
By logic, you need a lamp. Everything I say is by logic. You don't have to have a lamp, but you need a fire source.
Yeah, and with the new V26 logic, it's becoming more and more common to see certain items that only unlock a small subset of the items to be fairly trolly. Things like the mirror, or the flippers, or the boots.
And yes, you could use hovering to negate the hook shot. However, hovering is a glitch, and we don't say items that are not required if you have a glitch for it.
And fairly reasonably, Mclagging is going into Swamp Palace.
Yep. A nice good 6 items, and then probably he'll dip into Pod, and then turn the pendant into Sahaslara.
Not a bad plan.
That's a pretty good route. It's good. That's a good, what, 12 items right there? Yeah, lamp is required because there are 4 dungeons: Eastern, Pod, Ice Palace, and I'm sorry, not Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock.
By the key logic, though, is it possible to have a Palace of Darkness that... Oh, no. Yeah, the downstairs in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, downstairs is completely dark.
So yeah, 4 dungeons need lamp. Well, 5 if you count Agate Tower.
True. Alright, Elminster finishing up their Thieves Town.
Now I'm wondering if Mclagging is going to do a full clear of Swamp Palace from the get-go, or if he's just going to make his way to the boss and skip the left side.
Sarah, yes. If the big key is on the torch in Ganon's Tower, then you do need the boots. However, that is a scenario that is not always there. The only items that are totally required are every single scenario.
Yeah, as a player, you really shouldn't plan for that eventuality. Like, if you don't have the boots, I don't think you should go out of your way trying to look for them.
Yeah, until you realize you need them.
Yeah, because if it's like a very small chance that it's going to be in the lamp, something like a 4 to 5% chance, and if it's on the lamp, it could still be in any of the 21 other locations inside of.
Yep, we actually have a clip from round 1 where that happened. Big key on the torch on the left, but the boots and the small key were in the first 2 chests on the right. Oh yeah, and the Master Sword is also required for logic. Forgot about the obvious item. Who is in the lead? I can definitely say Elminster's in the lead right now. But it could close up very quickly depending on what's in Swamp Palace, as Elminster has not gotten his flippers.
Yeah, Elminster hasn't gotten any value out of the boots outside of having the boots yet. But so he did take a lot of time going through Turtle Rock. But he is gaining some time back just by virtue of having the boots.
Yep. Oh yeah, and of course, yeah, the Titan's mitts are another item.
That's right.
That would be the red meringue. Was that the red meringue or was that a red rupee?
I believe it was the red meringue.
Okay. And we have a fire shield.
Not terrible, although it's more useful, I think, if you have to do dark rooms. Elminster finally getting his flippers. Wondering if he's going to be going into Swamp or Ice Palace next.
Oh, and yes. Spike Cave requires either half magic or a bottle. And the cape or cane.
So yeah, with the flippers, the seat has opened up a bit. It looks like Elminster is going to also be doing Swamp Palace.
Totem Hugger, yes, the item can put an item in a dungeon which you cannot finish, to tell you to go to another dungeon to go back to the dungeon. That is actually a fairly common occurrence.
Yeah, double dips are annoyingly common in this version.
I guess the best example would be is if the ice rod was on the torch in Desert Palace. Then that would require a double dip into Turtle Rock.
Now, did you see what were in those 2 chests there in Swamp?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I think it was a bit laggy. But Elminster's also entering Swamp, so we'll see that in a few minutes on his end.
Yeah, Elminster is definitely ahead right now.
Yeah, Elminster has cleared Pod, which Mclagging has went through Pod and got all the items, but he still has to walk back there and finish the dungeon. Mclagging possibly remembered that there's no items left for him, so it could literally be his last crystal if he really wanted to make it that. Elminster did clear out a lot of Turtle Rock, though that doesn't save him a ton of time going through it again. And Mclagging is a couple minutes ahead going through Swamp Palace, maybe like 3 to 5, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, something a little bit.
But again, Elminster has advantages in Pod and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, see, Elminster just picked up his second crystal, third dungeon completion, whereas Elminster's on his... I'm sorry, Mclagging picked up their second crystal. Elminster's working on their third.
Someone in chat claiming that Mclagging has Ice Rod, so he might have picked that up while we were unable to see.
Let's see if we can verify that.
Well, he's going to Mountain Cave, so I think he's going directly to Turtle Rock.
Yep, well, we'll see in a moment.
So yeah, only going through Turtle Rock once is going to give him a lot of a benefit.
Yeah, slight time catch up.
I guess he's going to Spike Cave first.
Not a bad call.
I'm just waiting for Mclagging to open his menus.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
he does. All right, he did obtain the Ice Rod.
So he is just looking for that flute and those boots, but I assume he's going to be going through Turtle Rock next and get the boots soon after.
You need either the flute or the book.
Well, he does have to do Misery Mire.
Yeah, but the next progression would be flutes or book. Yeah, book can be on pedestal with the flute being on one of the tablets.
The book being on pedestal leading to the flute would be a pretty huge troll.
Yeah.
But
the flute being in desert.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean the book would have to be somewhere.
Right, and saying if book was on pedestal, those are the only locations left.
Mclagging getting dead rocked.
Take your frustrations out on it.
I did say I wanted this to be kind of a jet seed, but I'll settle for a pedestal seed as well. And yeah, both of them were able to clear pendant dungeons, but didn't, which I feel if it comes down to a pedestal requirement, they're both going to think that they're a bit behind.
That makes for an interesting race. Yep. Sports Cefe says it perfectly. What the logic requires and what the players are capable of are two vastly different things. Logic requires the lamp and pod. I know players who can full clear pod without the lamp, so...
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain sometimes, but yeah, you can do it. Many races have been decided by one player being able to go without an item that they would otherwise need.
Okay, 50 rupees and an Ice Rod, that's what was in there.
Yeah, Hempoli. Jet Seed is named after one of the runners, Jet 086, I think. Who's
one of the devs.
Fairly infamous for being involved in races where the seed it just gives you everything and you're able to just go.
No, we are not in go mode. We either need we need flute. Alright, Mclagging getting to do their one run of Turtle Rock.
Now, since Mclagging is still looking for items, I don't think he's going to skip it. But the boots were in that last chest in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
So that does give a little bit of anxiety right there.
Yeah. Sarah, Turtle Rock should be Elm's next spot. Well, Elm has already cleared Turtle Rock up to Trinex. He's probably not going to be going back there for quite some time. He's definitely going to at least do Ice Palace at minimum.
Ether, I don't think there's any logic around the invisible floors as of right now, but there's the Bombos could be required to break.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Cold Stare.
Cold Stare's first form.
Yeah, Ice Palace requirements for completion are Hammer, Titan's Mitts, Flippers, and either the Fire Rod or Bombos.
Or Can or Hookshot.
Can or Hookshot are not required.
You definitely need one of both. One of either. By the logic.
By the logic, yeah, that's true. But those are just the items just to get in the front door. Otherwise, you're in one room and then you're stuck.
Yeah, a common source of anxiety and frustration in this logic, to go along with the prevalence of dungeons, of items being in dungeons, is the fact that you can get into Ice Rod with a few items, but there's a few more that you may need to actually get all of the items or to even get to the boss. So double dips into ice are probably more common than they should be. I remember a seed where I had a required double dip into Pendant Ice Palace. Elminster missing the strat a little bit with those Stalfos Knights. That's a pretty... It's a strat that's kind of annoying to fail, but there are some backups if you're quick enough on the draw.
First try bomb jump for Elminster.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this seed is particularly trolly. They had the ability to... if they stuck to overworlds instead of dungeon diving after Palace of Darkness, I think they would have had a bit more of an advantage.
Yeah.
With Skullwoods being kind of a bust, Thieves Town so far being kind of a bust, and Hookshot and Flippers and a bunch of stuff in East Death Mountain, I think both of these runners could have been a bit further on.
I was like, why is Elminster bombing that wall? He doesn't have the big key. Does that bombable floor stay active, or does it reset?
I'm pretty sure it resets. Probably just forgot he didn't have the big
resets.
reset.
Okay, yeah, he probably thought that's weird though, because I guess he didn't look down on his menu. So yeah, hour and 20 minutes, only 2 and 3 crystals respectively. True, but Elminster also has pretty much can go back into Turtle Rock and finish that up, and it's currently an Ice Rod or an Ice Palace, and then that's pretty much it. And then we're gonna go back to Overworld, but odds are we're gonna find a progression item either here or it will be on pedestal. I don't think there's much left on the Overworld they can check.
Was there an item at Trinex? Do you remember?
Unknown yet. I didn't. Yeah, I lost count myself.
I mean, we'll be seeing it soon enough once Mclagging makes his way there. If something like Flute is at Trinex, that would be huge for Mclagging. because at this point I don't see Elminster revisiting Turtle Rock until he either has to
Trinex.
or it's his last crystal.
Nope, yep, Adirondack's right. Yeah, Trinex has the map. That was the one item we were missing after the laser bridge.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're either going to see the book or flute in Ice Palace, or it's a pedestal seed.
Yeah, Elminster is getting a little bit trolled by those tongues. Sometimes I don't know what causes it. Sometimes you go to pull it and it just you don't grab it and you just walk away.
Yeah, it's same thing happens to me on the Switch in the dam. Yeah. Oh yeah, we also have a Shroomin powder potential here too, so we still have a fetch quest possibility, but
we haven't even seen the powder.
We haven't seen either of them yet.
I believe it could very easily be in Ganon's tower.
Alright, there's Mclagging's boots.
And Mclagging getting his boots, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, book for progression, flute for go mode. Oh yeah, we have a Fat Fairy check too. That's a possibility. And Mclagging will have the advantage on that.
Yeah, but Mclagging also has the ability to check Bonk Rocks and Kingsgrave, and I assume he'll do those first.
Yeah. 5 and 6 were Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. Yeah, he did safety door first. Butter just melts through Cold Stare.
Yeah.
Now, did Elminster fully complete the dungeon? I don't recall.
I don't recall either.
I know I saw 2 items.
It's pretty hard to die in Cold Stare once you have the Butter Sword. Most runners.
Elminster did everything. Okay. Oh, that's right. I don't think we've turned in the pendant yet, have we? Yeah, I don't think we've turned in the pendant yet, so we're still missing... Actually, yeah, we still have the pendant first shot.
It is interesting that both of the players have done Thieves Town, and neither of them have turned it in just yet.
Elminster going to go complete Trinex, it looks like.
He might not... Oh, he's doing Spike Cave. He might not remember that Trinex doesn't have an item.
Yeah. Yeah, we have Sahasrara and the Fat Fairy coming up.
Fun fact about Trinex, he's named that because he has 3 necks.
No way.
I know, I just learned it. So I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, Hera has been cleared of its items, so...
I think I've made a lot of people really think about that. Yeah, doing Trinex now doesn't really... I mean, doing it now would be kind of a time waste because you're going to that side of the mountain twice instead of once.
Well, no, it is. No, because you gain 2 items. Fat Fairy.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that might be what's on Elminster's mind at this point.
Yeah. Where Mclagging's checking his bonks real quick.
Trihex is called Trihex because he learned math in base 18 growing up.
Oh, if Elminster... Oh, yeah, Elminster hasn't been in Hera, but we know there's nothing in here.
Yeah, that's another thing. Mclagging did... He didn't clear the dungeon, but he did find all the items.
Yeah.
And
10
I think
arrows
at
and
this-
300 rupees.
Yeah. I think at this point, Elminster will probably clear this dungeon.
Alright, so we're probably going to see the bomb shop on Mclagging's side, and then he's going to flip over to Pod.
Not a terrible idea, especially considering they had to do Ganon, so they can take the safe route.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
I wonder if we'll be seeing any bomb duping, which I still don't understand how that works.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Nice.
Maybe it's not duping. I don't know. It's like a strat where you can essentially leave the bomb there and then like make a mad dash to the next screen, and then the bomb comes back to you.
Oh. Yeah, Lumberjack had a heart container.
Which I very highly doubt we're going to see either of these runners do that at this point.
I would do it if I had 19 hearts, just to get the full 20. That would literally be the only reason.
Time to see if... is this literally the last option?
Other than pedestal, yeah.
Well, considering he checked both chests...
Oh, I didn't see the left!
I don't think he got it. But maybe he did. And he's being a tease by just saving and quitting.
He might have gotten that. Oh no, I think he got it. I think he got it. Signs point to flute. Signs are pointing the flute. I think we can safely mark the flute, guys.
Yep.
There is no reason you would go straight to Kakariko.
Elminster getting trolled a bit by a fairy.
Yep, flute in Fat Fairy.
That is
his go mode. That is his go mode.
That's interesting because Elminster has a lead in dungeons, but Mclagging with his Buttersword Red Mail and what is that, 16 hearts, will be able to just plow through Ice Palace, the rest of Palace of Darkness, and
oh god, he's gonna go mode Mire and Desert. He's probably gonna do that right now. Oh no, he's doing Pod.
Yeah, considering Elminster is doing Turtle Rock right now, I'm sure he's going to be doing the exact same thing, and he'll be in go mode within a few minutes. But I just want to see how much Mclagging can catch up in terms of crystals before Elminster gets to go mode.
So this is a very close race now. It's going to depend on how much of a tease Trinex is to Elminster, but they should have the same exact fight.
Misery Mire routing could play a factor as well.
That's true too. Depends on where that big key is. Oh yeah, and Mclagging has a go mode ice, so he's going to save some time there. Go mode ice, go mode desert. Yeah, if the big key's on the torch and desert, that's fast.
Well, Elminster is very quickly getting through Turtle Rock right now.
Not surprising. Yep, of course, we're not forgetting about Ganon's Tower, but right now it's a race to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, still pretty early for the Ganon's Tower key guesses.
Yep, not until the door starts flat, not until all the crystals come on the screen. Flute was at Fat Fairy.
This is interesting. Like, nobody has checked the green pendant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elminster has the lead, but Mclagging is very quickly closing that gap. Elminster needs to do Fat Fairy next in order for him to basically keep what lead he has.
Everything he does that isn't Fat Fairy is just going to cost him more time. So
All
it
right,
looks like
clean Trinex, and we're coming up on Helmasaur.
yeah, Elminster has about the entirety of Go Mode Ice Palace ahead of Mclagging.
Ollie, you're saying that it actually happened in the secondary tournament. We have an official SRL time of a tie for first. So it has happened.
Mclagging getting bullied a bit by Helmasaur, getting pushed into the corner, or into the wall. So, where are we going, Elminster? Probably going to Fat
He's checking fat. Yep.
Now let's hope Elminster remembers he did AGA 1.
I'm pretty sure he has that marked on his tracker. If he uses one. Alright, Mclagging gonna pop into ice, Go Mode Ice.
One quality of life thing I hope they implement is, as of right now, in the menu it'll have like red crystals for 5 and 6, but it'd be nice if the crystal that actually falls in the boss battle was red.
I
don't know if that'd be a bit too nice.
I don't even know if that can be programmed that way. Because it depends on, I guess it depends on if the crystal drop down animation, if it's just a stock file or they actually have a specific one for 5 and 6. I would need to look into the game code for that one. Alright, so remember, Elminster also does need to go activate their duck call, so...
Yeah, and the Mclagging is steadily making progress. I think the main explanation of the time difference is I think Elminster's execution is slightly better, and overall I think his routing was a bit better. Going into Turtle Rock kind of hurt him. I think he would be a lot further ahead, but
Yeah.
I think the rift here is mostly just due to execution. Flagging having a little bit of trouble with the bomb jump.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna see a close race to Ganon's tower here.
And Mclagging's really only like, what, 5 rooms away from Cold Stare?
Yeah, not much. So let's see here. 138.23 is the Quake shot. So we'll see how far behind Mclagging is after this.
Elminster making short work of this first enemy room in Misery Mire.
Yeah, those whiz robes are thing, man.
Mclagging opting for Bombo strats, which is kind of weird given he has half magic and the fire rod and the gold sword.
Oh, there's the blue cane.
And interesting place to put it, especially considering by the logic the only way to get to that chest is Cape, I believe.
Yeah, we'll get you guys a time in a moment here for how much time he's off. I'm gonna mark when the quake shot goes into the ground.
You said what? It was about 138 something.
Oh no! He's gonna do
desert first. He's just
gonna
troll
do
us.
desert. All right, then we'll go ahead and say it's a 2-minute difference.
I'm not entirely sure I agree with this routing because he's gonna have to fly back to Meyer, I believe.
No, he won't. No, he won't, because he'll come out of the main exit and the portal will be right there.
You come out of the main exit or the?
You come out of the back exit.
Okay.
Yeah, the front exit is not considered Desert Palace. The back exit is. So yeah, we're approximately 2 minutes off. Mclagging's 2 minutes behind, so we'll see how well, if they can catch up. It will literally come down to Ganon's tower, I think.
I'm wondering what the players are thinking about in terms of their standing. Elm probably thinks entering Turtle Rock was a mistake, but I don't know if that...
Yeah, Elm probably thinks they're behind.
Yeah.
With a double dip.
And that could very easily influence your routing at Ganon's tower.
Yeah, the main difference between Cape and Cane is that if you have the Cane, you cannot use your Spin Slash.
And it will also hit enemies.
And it does fighter sword damage.
And can be kind of annoying sometimes if you have better than a fighter sword.
All right, coming up on the final palace for Elminster.
Cane is more magic efficient, but it does have a cost associated with activating it, whereas Cape is just a gradual drain on your magic, but it's a faster drain than Cane. I've never really understood why there are two items that essentially serve the same function, but I didn't design this game, so...
Yep, and then he's just going to go back to the portal and flip into Meyer. Oh. A little bit of a high five there. This is slightly insane how close this is.
with the gear they have, and also having powder, I don't really see either of these players having any real issue with Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I agree. So it's going to come down to Troll Worm, I think.
Yeah, and Elminster just picking up his final crystal, so...
144-44.
We're gonna play a game in chat for people to start guessing random numbers between 1 and 22.
Yep. Guess where you think the big key will be. When
Bonus.
located, that is what we give you.
And bonus points if it's an integer.
Yep. I'm gonna guess lucky number 13 personally.
I'm always 8. It's for me. It's always 8, even if it's not.
You're always pretty much Firebar.
Yeah. Well, not specifically Firebar, but whatever the 8th
Yeah.
item is.
Whatever the 8th item is. Usually Firebar. Bottom right rando room. Cool.
Elminster taking a dip into the chasm there. Probably looking for a shrine or two.
Elminster's going right because you have to go to the right. If you go up, you get blocked by Spectacle Rock.
So, looks like Elminster will be just getting to Ganon's tower when Mclagging is finishing up. What's his name? Vitrius?
Yep.
Big, massive eyeballs.
Mclagging approximately 2 minutes and 6 seconds behind.
Yep. It's still anybody's race, especially depending on
This is going to come down to execution.
Yeah, and routing in the basement. I'm personally a fan of the Dark Magician route, which Elminster is spitting on right now.
Okay, he's gonna go right.
Yep, this seems to be the newest meta route, or at least newest and most popular meta route, to just go right if you go right from the start and continue right if you find a chest or a key.
All right, so far we've seen 2. Oh!
Getting a little denied by that door. These are things that Elminster can't really afford to do at this point.
It's gonna close that time gap. All right, if you guys want to get a guess from Mclagging, we're gonna probably keep it the same guess here since we're uncertain. 3, 4, 5.
This is the money room.
6. It is not on the right. Well, it could be in the tile room.
Now, will Elminster just grab the key and go, or will he continue onwards? He is continuing.
He's continuing.
So this could be very interesting. This is kind of a non-standard route, and if
Mclagging's catching up.
Yeah, if Mclagging decides to do a more standard route and it's on the left side, this could be huge for him. Oh, he got bopped. I saw that coming. I usually just lead the guy downward.
Here we go, guys.
He also needs to watch his health. Mclagging going to the right side first doesn't mean he's gonna commit to it.
Yeah. I always grab these two, but then I immediately go left. He's going right also.
If I had to guess, he's probably going to do the standard meta route.
Bob's
And,
chest didn't have anything.
if Mclagging does the standard meta route and there's nothing good at Armos, I think this could be a lot closer than we think.
Oh
but
man!
Mclagging is also gonna. I think he's a bit too late in this room. Oh, he makes it.
No. Oh, it's on the left. Or in
boy.
tile.
This could be really close.
This is now a very close race, I think. Well, it depends on what Mclagging does here. Grab the key and leave.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep.
So now he's only like maybe, what, 30 seconds behind?
Oh, yeah, it just came down very close now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a race. Watch it be in tile room.
Tile room would be the ultimate troll, and that would actually give Elminster a huge advantage again.
This is so close. This is kind of crazy.
There's only, what, 5 more chests before tile room?
Oh! Yes.
But it's there. You know, before V26, I don't think I've ever seen the big key in that chest, and I see it there all the time now.
Yep.
But I believe that was, what, 17?
18, I think. Because isn't it the 4 chests remaining at the bottom? And since we saw Bob? Oh, no, that's 17. I'm missing another chest.
The tile room.
Yep.
Yeah, if you guess 17, you win. Not sure what you win, but you win it.
You win a lifetime supply of randomizer seeds. All version 26.
Yep, check out vt.alttp.run for your prize.
Looks like Elminster gonna go take a quick detour.
This is not something he can afford to do.
Well, he has to. He's down to 2 hearts. One hit ends his run.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't.
And he's going into the gauntlet, so. Just giving Mclagging a little bit of time to catch up. Yeah, Mclagging approximately 45 seconds behind, so that detour probably cut it down to about 35.
Elminster getting a bit trolled by these horsehead knights.
Yeah, race game and Dam Drain were the 2 males. Elminster decided not to grab the race game. Alright, I'll use the Moldworm door as another timer here. 153.55.
Mclagging is most of the way through the gauntlet now. I guess about halfway through now. 2 more rooms. He was having some troubles, but I think overall it's been fairly smooth for him. And as I say that, he gets a BMOS to the face and... Mclagging having a bit of trouble here with Moldorm 2 because he did have to powder, and powdering powdering in the room before Moldorm 2 for whatever reason causes all three heads to pop out essentially at the same time.
Actually, it's dependent on how much time you take in that room.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
But that's like the only thing you can do in the room. That takes time.
Alright, looks like it's about 1 minute and 5 seconds off.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I guess Elminster did gain some time back through the gauntlet.
Okay, Troll Room wasn't trolling. So now it's going to come down to Aghanim execution. He didn't validate.
He didn't open the perfectly normal chest.
Oh, that's a good setup. That was probably only a double.
I'm not too sure about that, but
Oh, we'll see. He's either at 4 or 5.
or no, never mind.
Yep, it was 3 doubles.
We'll see what Mclagging gets. You can't really beat a triple double. I mean, you can, but it's hard. So Elminster.
Oh!
Ooh. I was about to say Elminster entering Ganon when Mclagging is finishing Moldorm 2, but that is not the case.
156.43. On the drop.
Buttersword makes short work of the first 2 phases of Ganon.
Yes, it does. 6 slashes for each phase.
You don't even need to deal with the fire bats at all. You can just hit them 6 times and then walk away.
Pretty much. Now remember, guys, these guys are going to get the same exact Ganon fight for the first part. So we're going to see the same amount of teleporting on Mclagging's side.
And 2 more quick ones, and Elminster has brought down the Demon King Ganon.
GG's. Elminster finishing with an official SRL time, 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 3 seconds.
Yep. Let's see if Elminster wants to join us for an interview.
And Mclagging dropping in at 158.28. So 1 minute and 45 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's a fairly close race.
Very close race.
I mean, that Ganon's Tower basement routing really almost gave Mclagging the game.
Okay.
And
We'll
Elminster
Yep.
is popping into the waiting room now, and I guess I'll bring him in. Hello, Elminster. Good game.
Hey, how's it going?
GG's.
It's going
Do you
well.
want to take a guess at how close you guys were?
I think I'd rather.
Oh, looks like we're losing you there.
Yeah, my internet's not very good.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Um. Yeah, I don't know how close were we.
1
Oh,
minute
okay.
and 45 seconds from the time you guys dropped into Ganon.
Okay, well that's pretty crazy. I figured I was way behind. I made some pretty bad decisions, I feel.
Yeah, I was wondering how you felt when you got boots from Turtle Rock. Comparing getting boots from Turtle Rock, and then comparing not really that leading to anything.
Yeah, when that didn't lead to anything, I realized I'd pretty much wasted my time. And I hadn't quite gone around to checking like south of Village of Outcasts. So when I found the flippers there, that's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah, neither of you really checked the south loop of Dark World except for Hype Cave for a while. So yeah, like the flippers were a fairly late item.
We could have gotten them super early though.
Yeah, this was kind of a troll seed in the way it turned out, but it really did give you everything you needed, kind of like right from the get-go, at least once you got into Dark World proper.
I definitely trolled myself with the flippers. I don't remember which crystals were 5 and 6 though.
Skullwoods and Turtle Rock.
Oh, it was Turtle Rock. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made the right call when you went back and went immediately to Fat Fairy, so you made the correct call there.
So I guess a question: Did you forget that you had already gotten everything in Turtle Rock when you went there, or were you just trying to get it out of the way?
I was I couldn't remember if it was I thought there was one more item, but I was also like buying myself time to think.
Yeah, that's always a good strat, especially when you have something like Palace of Darkness to finish off.
I like the pod double dip was I eventually made the right call there. I should have gone to Aghanim straight away. There are just too many things pointing to it.
Well, you were about to do that, and then you turned around and then decided to get Aghanim Cave, Ice Cave, and Zora, right?
Yeah, I was gonna fake flippers and see like maybe what items were behind Waterfall to see like if that would hint towards, you know, maybe where I wasn't supposed to be yet. And then I don't know what I was thinking. Like I just had a lapse of judgment. But after I did the fake flipper back from Hobo, I got onto the Ice Palace Island. And
I've done that exact same thing before.
I was like, I guess.
I mean, you only really missed out on that sword upgrade early on, so it wasn't too bad. Let's see what else. Putting off Thieves Town, even though it didn't really have anything, was that kind of eating away at you while you were going through the seed?
Yeah, kind of. I put it off because I got distracted by Skullwoods having the fire rod already.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried. Both you and Mclagging went into Skullwoods fairly early once you got the mitts.
Oh, I have a question. Did he pick up the red mail?
He did, yeah. He got the blue mail from the race game and then got the red mail once he got to Dam. Oh yeah, so another thing, neither of you actually cashed in that green pendant.
Oh no, I forgot about it actually.
I was wondering about that. Like, I don't know. I was wondering if it was just like it's one item and it's kind of out of the way. You didn't have the flute at that point, though. It was really, you know, after a while, flute was the only thing you were looking for, so you couldn't have even gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucked. I was really hurting not having flute for most of this seed.
Yeah, you kind of debated us in chat a few times. One of the times you spent, I think you went like several screen transitions deciding whether or not you wanted to go to Catfish.
Yeah, I was really torn on that one. I was thinking, oh, maybe Catfish is the hammer and I'd be wasting time not going to pod. or maybe it's, I don't know, something that would get me out of there, like hook shot, flippers. I don't know.
Yeah. The thing is, there's like in this version, there never really seems to be a good time to check catfish. Like
No.
in previous versions, with the lesser importance of the Zora area, you could often get like a 1-2 punch of getting the mirror, getting to catfish, and then mirroring and doing Zora. But now, a lot of the times you end up doing Zora well before that, which in this case you kind of lucked out. You could do catfish because of that the problem in Lake Kilia. I don't know, I just thought that was kind of interesting.
That was one of the reasons I wanted to go that way, actually, because I knew I had missed out on part of it.
What else? Do you have any more questions, dude?
No, you guys pretty much nailed everything out. The only question I would potentially have is like, how did you feel after figuring out, like when you went to Turtle Rock, you saw it was Bombos. I can pretty much tell you were like, because I think you were getting ready to open it up.
I had the other 2 medallions.
Yeah,
so
you had the other 2, and then you go to Hype Cave, and that's like, really, really, Bombos being there.
Yeah, that was a little scary, especially. I mean, like the logic doesn't care if you have Ice Rod going into Turtle Rock, as long as you don't have to actually kill Trinex. The logic is cold and unfeeling that way. So once you had Bombos, obviously you went directly to Turtle Rock, which
I was missing so many items. I felt like
something had to be in there.
There was a good chance, like maybe it didn't have Ice Rod, but it might have had something. Yeah, I felt flippers. But when I found where Flute was, I thought I might still be in it because of it being blocked by Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Your opponent did have the benefit of only having to go through Turtle Rock once, but it didn't take you too long getting through it again with the good NMG strats and execution. So I think overall the only major problem in routing was the Turtle Rock play, and that's not even a problem. It's just a risk.
Yeah, minor annoyance is what I would call it.
Yeah, I should have done more overworld stuff, I feel, before going there. I don't necessarily regret going there, because that's a play you really have to make sometimes. It comes up a lot more, but I think I did it a little too early.
Cool. Any other thoughts about that race?
I think that's it.
Cool. Well, good game to you. Mclagging doesn't have a mic, so you won't be joining us. But good game to Mclagging as well.
Yep.
And to everybody watching, please follow the runners, Elminster and Mclagging. And
and how do you actually? Here's a question for you: how do you feel now that you're only 2 wins away from the next stage?
I feel a lot better about that, actually. I'm actually kind of hoping to not be in the 3-3 camp that has to do the wildcard race, because there's actually marathon that I want to attend that weekend that I wouldn't be able to if I needed to race.
Oh no.
So
yeah, that's pretty scary. And it's also only 6 available slots out of 32 racers. So
yeah, that's gonna be a rough race. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Right. GG's to you, GG's to Mclagging. Very, very close race, guys. Like I said, when you guys finally got to the point where when you hit go mode, it was literally just 2 minutes. It barely escalated away from 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, so I forgot.
Close.
I gambled Ice Arbos because I thought I was maybe 2-3 minutes behind or so.
That was a gamble because we were like, oh no, if Mclagging goes left, oh no. But he pretty much did the same thing you did, except he noped out and after the 4 chest room and grabbing the small key.
All right. Well, thanks for commentating.
Thank you for the race. Very enjoyable.
Yep, we'll be signing off now, and be sure to follow Speed Gaming's 1 through 4 for the rest of the tournament races. I believe there's one going on right now.
Yep, there is on Speed Gaming 1, Killer App and TGH. And then at 7 o'clock, looks like we're having a four-way. Chex and Sonic versus Chex versus Sonic and Triple Z versus Solsky on Speed Gaming 2. 8 o'clock, we have Speed Gaming 3, El Tigre and Zelga Dasan. 8:30, it looks like it's another four-way on Speed Gaming 1, Korek and Maximum Barnage, and I am the Schwartz and Parson player. And then we got a late night at 11 o'clock, Space Cowboy and Lagaroo on Speed Gaming 1 after that match. So we got a lot of good races going on tonight.
Yep, and with that, I'm signing off. I was glad to be your commentary today, along with you, Duke.
Yeah, that was great. Great working with you. Shout outs to our tracker, Dude.
Dude. Get that Sandstorm emote in chat.
Thank you to all the watchers. Thank you to the organizers. Thanks to the runners. Everyone who's making this very enjoyable. Till the next race.
Yep. See you.